So what you just do is go to my folder. Here, just go to and create a new REPL, HTML, CSS, JavaScript. What? Krisha, what are you spamming in the chat?
The history of our chat.
All right, whatever. All right, and just name it. Just name it. You can just name it jQuery.
Wait, so new REPL?
Yeah, new REPL. I'm just calling mine jQuery concepts because I already have a REPL that's called jQuery. Let's call mine jQuery concepts.
jQuery.
And now here, we are all here. So let me explain. Let me just make the font bigger. Font size normal. All right. We'll just give it a minute for Isha to come.
Can we wait until I finish my lunch?
How many more minutes do you need to finish your lunch?
1.7.
All right, well, we're probably going to end up waiting a minute or so for Isha. And we'll get started. Okay. Okay. So let me tell you a little bit about jQuery. So jQuery is basically it's like a subset of JavaScript that's just used for doing a bunch of cool image effects. Like you can make certain parts of your website hide, and then when somebody clicks on something, they'll show up. Or you can make your things be hidden, and then they'll show up when somebody clicks on it. You can do that with images. You can have like nice fade in effects and fade out effects. Let's see here. What else can you do? You can change the CSS using jQuery. You can add HTML elements using jQuery. So jQuery is just like I feel like it's a good segue into into JavaScript. So we learn about like the basic of like the image or like website effects, and then we get into JavaScript, which is the real deal. So we're not going to spend too much time on jQuery. We're just going to learn the basic concepts, and then I'll start talking about JavaScript. Does that sound good?
Okay.
Nod your head, thumbs up, or anything like that. I just want to make sure everybody's all good with that.
Thumbs kind of slanted down.
Why is it kind of slanted down?
Because we haven't started jQuery yet.
Wait, how does that make it slightly slanted down?
Because we haven't started.
Okay. So you want to start?
No, I wanted to get over.
Oh,
Just kidding. I wanted to start.
I don't know about that one, but we'll see. It's fine. Let me just make sure it's all aligned optimally. Okay, so Isha isn't here today for some reason, which is interesting.
Interesting.
But I guess we have to start without her. That's fine. Okay. So first, so jQuery, just like Bootstrap, like you remember with Bootstrap how we had to import that online style sheet? For jQuery, we have to import an online JavaScript page. So here, this is the link to it. I'll put this in the chat, and let me just run the link to this. And if you see here, this returns a bunch of. Give me 1 minute.
You guys are all easy.
I have to go into the breakout room for a second.
Okay, bye. We're not going to miss you.
Can everybody see this screen right here where I'm highlighting?
Yep.
Can I get all right. So this is just a jQuery online JavaScript file that we're importing, which has all of the jQuery commands. Now here, let me paste this in the chat. So whenever we're working with jQuery, we're always going to need this. It's called a CDN. So just basically, it's just a fancy name for a link that that just allows us to use some certain CSS or JavaScript libraries. jQuery CDN. So you're just going to
Do we copy that in?
yeah, for all your jQuery commands to work, this has to be copied in.
Do I put in HTML?
Yeah, in your HTML, in these head tags right over here. So you put in this very beginning of your file. Okay. Okay. So now, are we all ready to get started?
Almost. I haven't copied it in just yet.
All right.
Okay, I'm good.
All right, so the first thing we're going to do is, let's just do a, something in the chat. Isha? Is Isha here? Oh, she's right there. Hey, Isha, so we're just getting started with jQuery, so you didn't miss that much. So I was just explaining that anytime jQuery is just basically is like a intro to Java. It's like a JavaScript library, basically, that you can do all sorts of like cool image effects with. Like you can hide images. You can have them show later. You can do some fade out, fade ins. You can change the CSS with jQuery. You can add HTML elements. So jQuery is just a nifty little language that gives just cool HTML effects. So I feel
What does it do?
As I said, it gives you cool HTML effects.
What effects are those?
Like hiding images, fading
Oh,
out
nice.
with transitions, and all that sort of stuff. Changing the CSS when somebody clicks on a button, so all that sort of stuff. So all that, like, it makes it an interactive web page and not just static. When static is just going to show the same thing to every single person. jQuery can actually change what the website displays with all these effects. So I was just explaining that with the jQuery, in order to use jQuery, you have to import, you have to put this link in every line of your code. So this is basically, if I go to here, let me just quickly go, it goes to this big page. This is basically just a JavaScript file that has all of the jQuery commands. Just like we had to do that link with Bootstrap, we have to do this link with jQuery. That's what I just wanted to get out of the way. So now let's actually get started with doing the first jQuery stuff.
Yeah, we're starting.
Oh, okay. Break.
Excuse me, but I don't have that link. Is it in?
I posted it in the chat.
Yeah, but I just joined, so.
Okay. Let me just send it out again. Thanks for telling me. So these fancy links are just called CDNs. So there's that link we used yesterday was the Bootstrap CDN. This is the jQuery CDN. All right. Now let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do, let's say we want to make an image hide. Let's say we want to hide an image and then show it when somebody clicks buttons. So let me get an image. So everybody just go on the internet, grab a quick image. I already got mine beforehand. I got a little black hole, so let me just paste that in. So this is my image. So I'll give you all a minute to go get your image. So go to the internet. Everybody remembers how to get an image, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you just do the image src, and then when you find the image, just copy the image address, and then just paste it in.
I have the coolest image ever. I love this image.
Okay, so everybody got it?
I'm sharing it with you because I always get problems.
I already just, if you want, you can just share your REPL with me. I was just clicking this plus share button and then putting in my username. My username is Tanish Tiagi 123.
Could you look at the GIF I put in?
Just send me the link in the chat for your REPL. Okay, so everybody get their image. Can I get some thumbs ups, yes, no's, maybes? Amol, Garrick, Isha, Krisha, Arjun, Sanjana, you all get your image?
I'm trying. I'm just gonna put it in now.
Alright. Let's see, Amog, you got your image? Amog, did you get your image? Okay, you got thumbs up. Okay, all good. Let's see, Sanjana, you got your image? Arjun got your image?
Yeah.
Can it be a GIF?
It can be anything. Oh, I missed my mic. Like this. Okay. So,
Where do I put the image?
what?
Where do I put the image? Oh, image CRC.
Yeah, this way.
Wait, so let me. Wait, so copy the link address or copy image address?
Copy image address. Never do the link address.
Yeah.
When's your birthday?
Kanish
Katie?
TLE123, right?
Yes. My birthday is March 30th.
Oh, are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Wait, so I copy and paste it, but then I put on a different. Can you share it if I copy and paste it? And then I just put on a different link, sorry, a different image.
Yeah, what do you mean?
I went on to Nishtagi 123, I copy and pasted, but then I changed the link. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Okay, we all good?
Yep.
Alright, so now the jQuery is actually written in this JavaScript file right over here. So let's start writing our line of jQuery. So jQuery, let me just get the syntax really quickly, which is document.ready. I will explain this, what exactly this does after I type it out. Okay, so what this basically does is just initializes jQuery in the JavaScript file. So by typing this $, then in parentheses you write document.ready, and then you do function, and make sure your parentheses from ready is coming over here. So you have a brackets and a parentheses, and then just add the semicolon, and then your function has these two parentheses right over here. This just basically initializes jQuery. So it's just like saying, okay, so this syntax is like, okay, when I load the image, I want to start doing all of these jQuery, these jQuery concepts. So this is just readying the web page for jQuery. So everybody type this line out. Is everybody able to type the line out?
No.
What happened?
Can you check if mine's correct? Because this is like the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
Let me check it out. Document.ready function. You just forgot you didn't spell function. The image comes. Okay, yeah. Document.ready function. Okay, yeah, you're all good, Arjun. What? Oh, everybody got this line.
Almost. And I did it.
Wonderful. Okay.
But it doesn't do anything.
It's not going to do anything right now because we haven't specified any code inside it. This just runs the function. Yes, Isha.
I'm still a little bit behind. Like, I'm still at like the other when I still have to put my image up because I deleted something that I wasn't supposed
All right. So you need a minute to put your image in, or did you get your image to work right now? Isha, did you get your image to work? Isha.
Sorry, almost. Let's go on.
So now here, let me just do this. So what here, we have this image. So with jQuery, we're going to need to call our image by something, by an ID or a class or an HTML tag. So I'm just going to create this ID. I'm just going to call it image1. And now, when I actually want to write the jQuery effect that I'm going to be using, I'm going to call it onto this image1 ID right over here. So what I can do is the jQuery, every line of jQuery always starts with a $. Then you have the parentheses, and then inside.
Good question. Why start the $?
That's just how they created it. That's just the format. All right, and inside this dollar sign, we put these quotes. And now here we put the HTML tag that we're trying to call. So if I was using an image, I would just put the IMG tag. But I'm using an ID, so I have to do hashtag and then IMG1. Just how you would call it in CSS, you just call it in jQuery for IDs and classes. So for a class, it would be .image1. Since I'm using an ID, it would be hashtag image1. And now,
Can you put this code in the chat? Because I'm definitely gonna type this wrong.
Actually, I just realized I made a mistake. What I have to do here is create some buttons. So these buttons are going to be the hide and show buttons. So ID equals hide. I can just say hide, then slash button. And then here I'll put ID equals show. I'll put here show. Let me just put the link to my REPL in the chat.
Good idea.
Isha, are you all caught up now, or you need some more time?
All caught up.
All right. So now here we have this ID button with an ID of hide and a button with an ID of show. Run it. These two buttons come up right here. Okay.
Wait, so is that all or what?
That's just we just had to add that to the HTML.
So can I conv it now?
Yes.
Now I can conv.
All right. Okay. So now that we have this HTML, now we actually have to call. So what we want to happen is when we click this hide button, we want the image to get hidden. When we click the show button, we want our image to get shown back again. So now what we have to do is we have to do something with this. That we have to create the jQuery function for it. So it's called the HTML. So since we're using an ID of hide, we're gonna do hashtag hide, and we're just gonna do here dot click. Then there's another parentheses function, two more parentheses.
The script error.
Yeah, the script error is fine. We're fixing the script error right now. Don't worry about it. As long as your HTML works, you're all good. So what this is basically doing is just saying when somebody clicks the HTML tag with the ID of hide, activate this code inside right here.
Okay.
That's all it's saying.
But there's no code to activate.
I know, Gareth. We're gonna type it in, okay? And then now we're gonna have to when we click the hide button, we're gonna want our image to get hidden. So what we can do is just call the HTML tag. Let's just get here dollar sign, then in the parentheses, then we'll put two quotes, then put our hashtag, it's an ID, hashtag image1. Now jQuery makes it very simple to hide elements. You can just do hide. That hide parentheses, just like this. So everybody got this?
Okay.
Yeah, to run our program.
The buttons aren't working.
Let me see. Mine just
For me.
worked. So let me go to your REPL. So REPL. Okay, let me take a look. Okay. Hide show. So hide.
Yeah,
here.
for me it works. Wait, but my show doesn't work. My hide works on my show doesn't
Garrett,
work.
it doesn't work because we haven't written any code for it. One step at a time, Garrett. Come on. So now here you have your jQuery, and nice here. So let's do our hide. So now here you have to, after you have this hide click function, you have to tell the code what HTML element you're actually trying to call Arjun. So here you have your image. So you're trying to call your image tag. So I would just give it an ID because IDs are always more specific. Just call it image1. And now here, we have this ID image1. Now I'll just go here, and then just like I use a hashtag to call for the ID hide, I use a hashtag in the image1, and then just dot hide. Just like this. And then let's click it, hide, it here hides, and then we'll do show right after this, and then it'll get showing. Okay, Arjun, you all good?
Yeah.
All right. So now
I have a
that's
problem.
done. What's your
It's
problem,
not
Trisha?
working for me.
Okay. Let me see. Let's take your link. So did you follow the exact format that I have right here?
Hopefully.
Hopefully, you gotta make sure you double check. Let's see.
He's gonna say Krisha, and then I'll tell you my mistake. He always says that.
Yeah, Krisha.
Wait, stop.
You used an ID of image 1 without creating it in your HTML.
Good point.
That's done. All right. Now here, so Sanjana, Isha, Amol, your images all hide when you click the hide button.
Do we do the exact same thing but dot show?
Pretty almost very similar, yeah, actually. So does everybody's hide button work?
Yeah.
Okay. So now let's do the show. So now the show, we want the show to get activated when we click this show button right here. So let's go here. Let's change this to hashtag show. Not all cap. The show, and then image1 dot show. Show like this. Run it. Hide. Show.
Mine
hide,
works.
Show. Hide. Show.
Mine definitely works.
Mine just crashed, so I can't tell.
The REPL servers are straight garbage. That's why if you ever get into coding, don't use an online code editor. Download one.
This thing doesn't have Sublime text.
No,
Right.
but there could be a virus when you download it.
Dude, that's facts. You got me there, bro. I'm uninstalling my code editor right now. You go to my task, uninstall.
Excuse me?
I gotta uninstall this application real quick.
Excuse
Yeah.
me?
Ooh, I can see your private info. Just kidding.
Yeah. Isha, what's your question? Yeah.
Oh, I can't, I wasn't able to copy all this down.
All right. So, did you get the hide image to work?
The hide one?
The hide.
Oh,
So when you click the
my
button,
code,
it gets
my
hidden.
code, I haven't finished the code, so.
Let me take a look at your REPL account. Let me just see
I haven't finished-
how much you've got. Don't worry if you're a little bit slow, Isha. It's all fine. We're all working through it together. Don't worry. Okay, let's examine. All right, so image. Make sure to close this image tag, like this img. You have to close it right over here. Otherwise, let's see here. That's why. So that's why your hide isn't showing up as a button because you never closed your image tag right over here. So make sure to close it at line 12. Just add the closing thing, which looks like this. Just add this little closing carrots or birds inside. So you add that, and then now you have an ID of hide, ID of show. And
Mine
then-
doesn't work. It doesn't hide or show.
Okay. So hide that click function. Okay. Isha, can you share your REPL with me? Isha. Isha.
How do I do that?
Do you see this plus share button at the top in the top right corner?
There isn't a share button. I don't. Oh, yep. Found it. Found it.
Okay. All right, so you put that and then put my username, which is Tanish
Tanish
Tiagi.
13.
Yeah, so Tanish. Yeah, I spelled it wrong. Tanish Tiagi 123.
So we're putting username at the bottom.
So Isha can share a REPL with me.
Okay, so share rebels.
Mhm.
Syntax error. It's error this time.
Okay, let's see. Isha, did you share your jQuery REPL with me?
Is it just Tanish 123, or is it like
Tanish,
something else?
Tanish Tiagi 123. So,
Tanish, can I just quickly get a piece of gum? I'll be right back.
Tanish Tayagi 123, right?
yeah. Arjun, what do you mean?
A piece of gum right now. I'll go.
Oh yeah.
Then after you're done with Isha, can you help me, please?
Yes, sir. All right, so thanks for sharing with me. Let's check it out. So let's see here. So first, you close this good. Now we just get this nicely look a little bit better. Okay, so ID, so it's here. Now you have your two buttons. Now it's saying you have a syntax error. So syntax error just means it's not formatted correctly. So you're missing a parentheses or something. So how jQuery works is that you see how you have this parenthesis right here? This parenthesis actually gets closed right over there. So inside these two brackets, you have to add a parentheses and a semicolon. And now you can just do here, it should be image1 dot hide a $sign. Okay. So you just didn't you forgot to just do this. So if you never actually import the jQuery library, so script src, so I can just delete these and then delete these. So if your jQuery library is if you don't have the CDN, what it's going to do is just tell you $sign is not defined. So that's just another known error now. So you hide, does it get hidden? Let me just see here. Hashtag, did you give it? Okay, so you have to make sure since you're using an ID as image1, you have to give it that ID. And we should give it a image1.click function here. Let's check it out. So now it hides. So now you should try doing it for show. So here, just change around. You have your show ID for the show button, and then the jQuery command is just .show instead of .hide. All right.
Just the same thing instead of just the same thing instead of .hide .show, right?
Also remember to change the ID of the button that you're doing the click, that you're creating the click function on, because you don't want the hide button to do hiding and showing, and then you want your show button to do the show and your hide button to do the hide. So
Tanish, I fixed it, but I have a question.
Yeah.
So like, can you do it so like the hide button, so when you hide it, there's only one button and it changes to show and you just press show?
That's pretty cool. That would probably be done using some JavaScript, or there's a special tag though that you can do for that will do the hiding and showing for you at the same time. Let me just try it. It's just called just a little toggle command. So hide, show. Okay, so what the toggle command will do is the toggle command just makes it so. Oh, Isha, did you get the hide and the show to work as individual buttons? Let me just make sure you have the code. So this is the code for the hide and show. Yeah.
I'm just trying to fix some stuff. Couldn't exactly get. I didn't get the exact instructions. Could you put your again?
Yeah, I mean, let's see. So the hide function and the show function are going to be literally the same thing, with just two changes. What you can just do is highlight it, put down, and copy it. And now we just got to change. So since we want the show button to actually show the image, just change it to hashtag show. Run it. Hides, shows. So now you're all good. But let's say, so Arjun did bring up a good point that if we want our button to hide and show at the same, with just one button, and then just change the text of the hide button, of the button when it hides, when it shows. Okay, so let's think of how to do that. So there's a command in jQuery. So we just make sure that everybody's hide and show buttons work. So everybody has this code, okay? So now we're gonna change it. So if you wanna keep this code, what I would recommend you do here is just, you can just copy your image again, except for this time, if you want to store both different versions, just change the ID to image2. Just put a quick break. Now let's see here. So now we have this image down below. So I'll just do that. Now I've created an image with an ID of image2. Even though it's the exact same one, I just want to show it. This one command where you can do it both at the same time. So we can do button. We just give it the ID of toggle. So what I'm giving it toggle because the toggle command in jQuery allows us to hide and show with the same button. So we just do hide and show with the same button. /button. All right, just like this. So now here, let's say I want to create a new jQuery, or I can just actually do it in the same jQuery function. So now here, let me just do my $sign, and we have an ID. I forgot to give the ID. ID equals toggle. Let me just copy that. Now you can just do here $sign, or parentheses, $sign, parentheses, quotes, hashtag toggle, because that's the ID, dot click, and now function, another set of parentheses, and some brackets, just like that, and then you just close it off. And now inside, so everybody got this line, these lines? Let me probably zoom in just one. Yes,
yeah.
Isha.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I needed. So I need. Okay, I was gonna ask you to zoom in, so because I couldn't see it.
Okay. So now here, let's just call our toggle. So now here, we want our toggle to come on this image, this second image right here, which has the ID of image 2. So I can just call using ID image -2 like this. And let me run it. So here, can I do hide and show with the same button? Just like that. Yes, sir. Okay. So let me Arjun, so you wanted the button to say hide when the image was you wanted the button to say show when the image was hidden and hide when the image was shown, right? Was that what
Yeah,
you
but
were
like
thinking?
my REPL is like not working. Like I refreshed it, it's still not working.
Is it just saying Replit crashed or what's it saying?
It's not. It's just like a bunch, just like the
Oh, it's just
blank lines.
oh my god. Do you want to try closing the tab and reopening it?
Okay. Okay, it works.
Right, it works. So the way we would do it with actually doing some having the button to change it with when it's hiding, when the image is shown, and show when the image is hide. That would require some editing of the DOM of the HTML elements using JavaScript. So once we get into the actual JavaScript stuff, we can you will probably be able to do that. Does that sound good, Arjun?
Yeah.
All right. So now that's a toggle. This basically allows us to do the show and hide at the same time with the same button, so we don't have to define two. Like here we just go show and hide. So does everybody's hide show work and their toggle work?
I still need the HTML code for the toggle.
All right. So just the same image. I just gave it an ID of image 2. I just changed their ID. I just created a new button, gave it the ID of toggle. I wrote hide and show with the same button, just like that. And always remember, if you're writing, since we're writing our jQuery in this external JavaScript file, we have to give the link right here. So this script src equals script.js is just linking our HTML with our JavaScript page or JavaScript file. So this, if your code isn't working, just make sure you just don't delete this line. That one's linking it all together. That's the most important one.
I just need that to be the HTML just be up for a minute.
All right.
Yeah.
That's fair. So now after this, we'll do one more effect, which is having the images fade in and fade out. And then after this, we'll delve into some JavaScript. All right. All right, Isha, did you get it?
No, not yet.
All right, so you can use the same image that you're using in your previous example.
Can you check mine? One is not working. I can't do like hide and show.
So your toggle isn't getting the job done. Okay.
Could you also assign it to classes? Like, could
What?
you use the buttons as classes?
Yeah, you could just.
Like, you know
Yeah, I just chose to use an ID, but
Like,
you do it-
because we do click function, $ image one, hashtag image one, we could do dot whatever class we want, right?
yes, exactly. Okay, so Arjun, you're getting this error that says syntax error. So that just means your code isn't following the jQuery format. So let's check it out. Okay. So what happens is all your HTML code, all your jQuery code has to go inside this document.ready function. So whenever we load this our web page, this document.ready function gets activated. And any code outside of the document.ready function is going to cause an error. And if you see here, you can click on your bracket and it shows which one it's linked with. But you have an extra set. So it's saying this is linked over here, which means all of this code isn't getting executed. And then this right here is irrelevant. So I can just quickly delete this. And now it should all work. So now we get no syntax error, hide, show. And I can just do hide and show with the same button. Okay, it doesn't work. Let's see here. Hashtag toggle. Let's see. Oh, you gave it you forgot to change the ID. You have to give it the ID of image 2. And then down here, image2.toggle, hide and show with the same button. Does it work? Show, hide. Okay, yeah, that worked. We just put some breaks right here to separate this stuff. Yes, Isha, what is your question? Do you need the HTML back up?
No, I'm done with that. I have a syntax error now.
Okay, let's see your syntax error. Let's refresh yours. Yo, who's listening to music?
Delicious.
All right, so it's saying unexpected end of input. Okay, Isha, let's see. So you see here, your function right here has an opening and it closes at these two lines, right? This function right here opens and closes at these two lines. This function opens but doesn't close. Now the compiler's like, oh, okay, it opened, but it never closed. It didn't complete the stuff. I can't run this code. So you have to just quickly close it by just doing this. And now let's check it out. No more syntax errors. Hide and show the same button work. And we just put some breaks so you can just separate them all. Okay, dokie. Sanjana, did your hide and show work?
Yeah.
Okay, you're all good? No questions?
So
Okay, so let's see your Isha, yes.
My hide and show works.
when I click the hide and show with the same button, it like makes a small. It's like a taskbar, and like the hide and show pop out of it. Is that supposed to happen?
So let's see. So this is your hide and this is your show. When I click hide and show with the same button, it condenses, just like that. But before, because I added two breaks, because before when you condense this image, the hide show and the hide and show with the same button will all come onto the same line because this image was hidden. So this image first would get hidden and then everything would come together. So I just put two breaks right over here to separate those. That's all I did. So that's why
Okay, so
when I show it, now it's all good. And you can just put a break right here if you want these, if you want them to get into the next line, just like that. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so does this make sense?
hold on. When I click the hide and show the same button, the hide and show, the two buttons are supposed to come out of it.
No, the two buttons don't come out of it. They're just, because this image here gets condensed. So it's just hide and show with the same button. Because the image disappeared.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's what happens when I click it. So I'm just wondering, is it? I thought like I'm supposed to. If it's showing the image, then I'm supposed to click it and it'll disappear, and then I have to click the same button to make it appear.
Yeah, so this is just, it's just condensing and it comes back because the image is gone. So now the button, hide show button gets moved up a little bit. Okay, does this make sense for everybody? Does it make sense for everybody? Yes, no, maybe so. Does it? Okay, I'm guessing it does. So now now I'm just gonna, so now for our fade in, what we're gonna do is just create some divs that have some boxes. That'll take pretty less amount of time. Just create some divs with some boxes, and we click the fade in, they'll all fade in. We click the fade out, they'll all fade out, and then we'll do the fade toggle, which can do them both at the same time, and then we'll move on to JavaScript, just like that. All right, let's create our divs. So we're gonna create 3 divs because we're gonna want 3 boxes. Which is empty divs. So divs are just basically voids of space. We really don't need any text inside our divs. We just need to style them using some quick CSS. We just give them all IDs too. So ID equals div 1. Right here, ID equals 2. ID equals div 3. Everybody got the HTML?
Yeah.
Okay. Can I get some more yeses or some no's?
I'm almost done typing it.
I'll give you 30 more seconds. Okay, everybody got it? Right? Or you just need some more time?
Give me like a minute.
A minute. Okay, Arjun.
Well, not exactly, but like.
I'll give you some more time. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, done.
Got him?
Yeah.
Okie dokie. So now,
I'm done.
you are all completed. Wonderful. Okay, let's go to our, let's go to our CSS. Let's call our div1. Let's give a quick width of 80px, height of 80px. Now we've got a bunch of squares. This is all simple stuff. Div 2, div 3. And now let's just set their back. Let's give each one a different background. So background, color red, background, color blue, background, color green. Oh, green. All right, we all got the CSS? Well, I typed it pretty quickly. So, but everybody all understands what this means. This is basic CSS. So if you don't understand, there's a problem. But if you just raise your hand or tell me, and I shall explain. But it's very self-explanatory. Okay, everybody's got the CSS, right? And you can create these at different heights if you want. I just set them at 80 pixels by 80 pixels. But if you want different ones, you can. Okay, everybody all good?
Yeah.
Basic CSS. Okay, we should be all good. Okay, now let's run our program. Let's see what we get. So we got our boxes now. Let's go with spacing. Let's go BR. Okay, so now we got everybody's got we got our divs. So now let's get our fade in button. So let's just get our button ID equals fade in. Archie, do you want me to follow you on Spotify?
No, that's not mine, but that's the best artist ever. Just listen to his first 2 songs.
Is it Juice WRLD?
No,
Travis Scott.
no,
Tomato
It's-
Baby Shark.
no, it's MCap Steve.
Is it Eminem?
No.
I have not heard of that guy. I'll check it out.
Eminem?
Yeah, you just named every single big rapper that you could think of, bro.
Yeah.
That's fine. Okay. He's got our. Oh, let's put our text bar buttons. Fade in. Fade out. I'll check it out. So now we got our fade in, fade out buttons. They're not gonna do anything. What?
Mine didn't work.
You didn't get your 3 boxes?
Yeah.
Let me check it out. You got 1 box. So, it's because you forgot to close your div. Right here. So if you ever get this stuff that's like a light blue, that means you just didn't close your divs. You want the dark blue, and then you forgot to close them out here. So it's just these 2 simple ones. As you write more and more HTML, you'll get more and more used to it. Let's just see here. We got 3 ones now. You probably want to put some breaks. Just like that. And then now you will get your, and then now just create your buttons, which are just quickly defined right here. And then we'll be all good to go.
Button ID, fade in, button ID, fade out.
Everybody's got this HTML. Isha, I know you're still getting it, so I'll give you some time.
Oh, check mine, please.
Check yours, yes. Sir. You got the triple, boys. You just forgot to put your text in here for the fade in, the fade out. And you're supposed to enter this a little bit. Okie dokie. Just put your fade in, fade out, and you'll be all good. Amog, Garrick, you got this? Garrick, you got what I have so far in my code repo?
Almost.
Is this the repo that you're editing?
What?
Which
No.
jQuery concepts, right?
Yes.
Okay. Garrick, you have nothing in this REPL besides an image.
What? Wait, no, that's. Oh no, sorry, it's jQuery stuff.
All right. Is your div? Garrett, where is your freaking? You're not writing any of the code down for the boxes. Everybody else is writing the code except for you, bro. Let's go. I'll give you extra 1 minute because you're lazing off. 1 minute. And I'm not going to give you the CSS. You should know the CSS by it's setting a width, height, and a background color. You know how to do that. Or you should.
Yeah.
So set these, then create these buttons, fade out, fade in.
Okay. Buttons. Okay. Buttons fade. I already have buttons fade out, fade in.
You have fade out, fade in. Let me show you.
Was there CSS for those buttons or?
There's no CSS for the buttons. There's just CSS with the what do you call it? CSS with the divs.
Okay, like see, I put in fade out, fade in.
Let me
Wait,
check
you don't have it. Try reloading.
I'm
put it
reloading,
in.
yeah.
Like I swear, if I share my screen, it just you can't share what people are sharing. But I put in fade out, fade in. Scroll down. I put in. Scroll down, dude. It's down. Scroll down.
I don't see any fade out, fade in buttons, bro.
Okay, let me share my screen.
Wait,
Where
what
are you?
happened to my the heck?
Yo, dude. Okay, dude. Can I share my screen? Show you?
Let me refresh the page, Gareth. Let me just refresh. That's probably the issue.
Cause like, I'm sure I put it in. Wait, why is it refreshing my stuff?
That means it crashed. Okay, Gareth.
Oh, well that's
Yeah.
weird.
Gareth, is it there in your
Yeah.
Is it
Let's see. Where is it? REPL history? Okay. It should be. Where is it? Why is that heck isn't it showing up?
Wait, who wrote hello right there? But am I getting hacked? There's no way.
What? No, I'm not writing hello. Who wrote what?
I'm so confused. I'm actually getting finagled out here. It's
I'm
gotta be
not
Krisha. Krisha's the prime suspect.
No, I'm not.
I know who you are.
And where did I write it?
Right on my screen.
Like, I don't need. This thing doesn't even allow me to do.
I'm
annotate.
actually so confused who's writing it on my
That isn't me.
I would annotate if I had the power to. It doesn't allow me to.
I'm so
But like, bro, let me see if it appears on my screen. No, bro, that doesn't appear on my screen. On my jQuery stuff, it doesn't appear.
No. I'm actually tripping, bro. Let me write who are you, and then I'll figure it out. I'll start to weed out the suspects, okay?
Like, bro, my jQuery screen, like, my jQuery stuff doesn't show it.
Your mom? No way. No, but who wrote this for real? Somebody, some mad trickster.
Oh no, I know how to do
I'm
that. I know
I'm
how to
not-
do that. Watch. I'm gonna write my name to show you, and I can do that.
Yeah, write your name
Figure
down.
it out. When you share your screen, there's view option, and there's annotate.
Yeah.
So when you
Alright.
right? So when
Yeah,
you click annotate, you can write stuff.
Garrett, you just wrote Joe Mama, right?
No, I just wrote that big scribble. That's it. The big scribble and do it.
Garrett, delete the scribble.
Okay.
I think.
See, I cleared everything I wrote.
Yeah. I need to figure out who's writing on my screen. It's gotta be Krisha. I know for a fact
It's not
from
me.
your Joe Mama thing. Nah. It's from your thing? From my what thing?
Hold on.
I'm actually getting completely finished. Oh, let me
No,
just
and just to make sure you're not getting hacked. It's a
Let me
Zoom
just-
thing.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
hate
yeah.
it.
I'm just happy.
Some
I'm just
kid of
happy.
mine got just
Yash-
reminded
Yashvi,
this thing.
Yashvi, I
hated
put you.
it.
I signed you to breakout room. Okay. Is he joined?
Wait, I just got it. It's actually pretty cool. Like,
The
I'm gonna draw
annotate?
something. Yeah, I'm gonna draw something now.
Alright.
Do you
Alright,
see
so
that?
yeah, I saw that on my screen.
What are we doing?
I thought I was getting hacked. Everybody stop annotating my screen, okay?
I'm not.
Whoever annotates,
I'm not.
who's annotating my
Now
screen?
that wasn't me.
Alright, bro, I'm barely certain it's Krisha.
Tanish, are you muted?
I'm telling you, it's not me. You can kick me
I'm
out of the
telling
meeting,
you.
and they'll probably still do it.
I actually wanted
No,
to
but
pick it up.
then that won't be good. That won't be like smart, because then people will stop annotating, so people will think it's you. So
Yeah, that's facts. That's facts.
Yeah, That's
facts.
true.
Alright, I don't know how to do this, okay. I know for a fact, I doubt it's Amog. Amog's a nice guy. Sanjay and Isha, no, they're all nice. It's gotta be either Krisha, Garrick, or Arjun. It's one of you three, bro.
It's not
Garrett.
me.
I'm not doing
Not
it.
me. My
I
hands
swear
are
on
up.
God, it's not me.
I
I swear on God, it is not me. I swear on God.
Like my
Everybody,
hands are up here. but someone-
Krisha, Arjun, Garrick, lift your hands, move back like this, okay?
Everybody.
And the person who's writing is not gonna write.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait,
I was
This
looking
is
at my
actually, it's impossible to weed out the criminal out here.
No, you can show annotators'
Your
hands.
hands have been up the
Or-
entire
How do you
time.
do that? Showing annotators.
Go to options, view options. Everybody keep your hands up.
Security.
Everybody hands in the
Oh,
air.
Oh, I'm not allowing participants to annotate anymore. I deleted. I removed it. So now,
No, you can show who's annotating.
security, participants, show let me Google it. Show annotators in Zoom. So go to settings, enable the settings. Where's settings? Polygon, mute security, settings. How do you get it's gotta be. Let me stop sharing for a second to figure this out.
Bruh, yours at that.
No,
yours at now?
then you can't see the person who did it.
But I can see the history of the annotators, right?
No.
I-
No,
It's here
you
now.
can't.
Forever. It's gone forever.
I'm in settings. Now I found setting. I'm just gonna have settings open. Step 3, and then meeting settings. Enable the toggle.
Whoever did it should just come clean. You shouldn't have to be doing all of this.
They're not coming clean, so I gotta do it. All messages here. Block.
I'm voting on Krisha.
I have no clue who's doing it.
She's trying to keep a poker face. I see that.
I
I'm
got.
voting on who's this? Arjun.
Okay.
One with chewing gum.
Toggle next to.
Yeah, it's orbit.
It's Garrick. It has to be Garrick.
I don't know, dude.
I swear on God, it is not me.
Mhm.
I swear on God.
Let's have a
The
vote.
meeting setting. Meeting.
Let's have a vote.
The votes,
Democracy.
the votes have been.
Democracy.
The votes are historically bad. The votes are always never accurate.
Yeah.
One sec. Hey, guys,
Oh,
I
he
think.
said yeah. Weed out Krisha.
What?
I'm joking, everyone.
Wait, hey guys, listen. I
It
think.
doesn't
I
even
think
let me annotate.
hey guys. I think if you go to like Windows
Wait.
settings, I think you can find your history. Maybe it's gonna be in your history.
It can't be. It has to be somewhere on Zoom.
No, it's Garrett, because Garrett's annotating size with the same exact thing.
My innocent.
He
You saw my tiny one.
No. Arjun, it was the same color. It was that turquoise color.
Yeah, because
I was-
that
it was-
is.
it was-
We're trying to figure
Yes,
out who's
But it was a different
All right,
size.
all right,
trying
you
to
know
figure-
what?
We're
You know
trying
what?
to figure out who putting Tanashi stock.
I actually think it is.
I'm
Arjun.
gonna keep sharing. Okay, if I keep getting absolutely violated like this, I'll dig deeper. But for real,
Remember, I do turn annotating off, right? So they can't.
I turned it off. Should I turn? I don't know if I should turn it back on. Should I?
Hey, turn it back on.
Garrick have to annotate some more.
Okay, what's that?
I-
Hey,
I'm-
hey,
Garrett,
Tanish,
I'm
I got an
leaving
idea. Tanish,
Garrett
I got an
I bet
Tanish,
it's
I got an idea.
What's
Garrett
the-
has to type.
Whenever somebody
it wasn't Garrett,
annotates,
it was
turn
me.
annotating off and it'll be stuck there. Then you can go on settings and find it. Somebody annotates,
Garrett,
you click annotate
it
off.
was
They're not
you.
able to annotate anymore.
Garrett, it has to be you.
Yeah.
I swear on God, it is not
somebody
me.
in this class.
I
Maybe
swear
it's
on
you.
God, it is not me. I swear on my mom, it is not me.
Why don't you swear on yourself then? They
I
won't
swear
see.
myself, it is not me. Happy?
Amog, we all had to know that. Thank you.
Wait, I thought I saw Mo. Couldn't Team Magician made up an alibi? And I couldn't have been doing it because I was trying to copy over the code that Tanish gave me.
Excuse me?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Can we just like stop doing this and just get
Yeah,
on coding?
that's facts. Okay. So say we got this now, right? Okay. And now we gotta go to our script.js. And now right here, let's see here. So let me just make sure I got this one. So now here, we just gotta create a new little function, $, hashtag div-1, div-1 dot click function, just like this. And now hashtag.
Someone's Discord keeps on going off. Tanish.
I have Discord open, but it's not. My Discord isn't going off.
I don't have it open.
That's fine. It is what it is. Okay. So here, I have to set up I have to set to the fade in button. So the fade in button, when we click the fade in button, we're gonna want all of our divs. So instead of div1, that's my bad, replace it with fade in. We're gonna want all 3 of our divs. So we're gonna want hashtag div1. I'm just gonna copy these 3.
Oh gosh.
Hashtag Garrett.
It has to be Garrett who's annotating.
I really believe it's Garrett, but I don't know. All right, so it's now div1 dot fade in.
I swear on God, I swear on myself, it is not me.
Your mom.
Mhm.
Fine, I swear on my mom, it is not me.
All right, Garrett, it's fine. Nobody's in annotating anymore. Okay, so you dot fade in. All right, and now we can do there's 3 different ways. We can fade in just by just the default fade in, which will give a default speed and all that. Or we can specify the speed being fade in, and we can just pass it in here slow. Now fade in slow. Or we can specify do the fade in by putting in milliseconds, 3000. Just like this. And now let's check it out. Garrett.
That.
Garrett, I swear to God, Garrett. Just fade in.
Stop it, Garrett.
I was muted.
Who was the It was somebody. It was one of you. It had to be. Here, so let me just
I'm mudded. Nice English, Garrick. I'm mudded.
That's funny. Okay. So let me just make sure I have it right. The fade in ID, so hashtag fade in. So you're getting an error here, jQuery. Got it? Okay, so let's see here. Hashtag fade in, click function, $sign fade in, $sign fade in. Let me just button dot click. We create that button. Alright. Let me just I'm just gonna, I don't like these dashes. I'm just gonna change these for the name right here, and then I will just quickly just replace them with this thing right here. If I replace them like this, let's see if it works. Check out fade in. Did these even come up?
Tanish, it's not working.
I know. I'm trying to investigate right here. So we have our ID div. Oh, it didn't even show up there, but there's gotta be something wrong with this. Okay. So fade in. Let me just use styles. Oh, the divs. So just here. Just gonna run it like this. You get fade in. Wait a while. 4K ID is fade in. Okay. ID is fade in. Fade in. Hashtag fade in. Click function. Now my REPL crashed. That's great. Okay. Okie dokie. Let me just refresh the REPL. Okay, so you have fade in.
Something's happening for me.
Yeah, nothing's happening for me either. It's just interesting. So I'm just reloading the REPL. Alright, let me completely let me create a new document.ready function. The $sign document.ready.
Were we supposed to do the div code?
Oh yeah, the div. So the div HTML you should have already had. The fade in isn't working for me, so I'm just trying to see.
Yeah, the fade in and fade out aren't working for me either.
Oh, this is weird. Dot fade dot. Let me just ID. Let me just delete these IDs and try calling them with like this buttons. So here, just call it here using a button. Button in here. I have the jQuery CDN. And we just add this quick CSS property. I don't know if this is gonna do it, but it might. Oh, that's what it did. Okay. All right. So at this, so we just give you all a second. So let me just repaste this back in here, and then how about we all just make sure you have the code down, and then I'll go over it. So we have this. We just go back to giving all of this IDs. Fade in. Let's just do here script.js. Hashtag fade in. Div 1, div 2, div 3. Okay. So it's probably making sure everybody's got this HTML for the divs. Does everybody have this like this?
Yes.
All right. So now let's go to the CSS. Make sure you all have it formatted just like this.
Oh, display. We have to do display.
The property we were missing was display none. So display is display. That was the point I was forgetting. So display none basically just specifies just says that to have. So we're just starting the element without a display. So we're just starting the element, saying it's not there, and then fade out will make it disappear. So the element's going to start out as not these three boxes aren't going to be there when we first run our program. Like the no three boxes, we put the fade in, and then they fade in. So everybody have this CSS?
Nope.
So did yes or no?
Still not
I
working.
mean, yeah.
Okay, so do
Fade in looks like fade out doesn't.
I know your fade in should work. Okay.
Fade in's not working.
All right, so make sure there's the display none. And now everybody has to display none to their CSS, right?
Yes.
Okay, dokie. Now make sure you have it like this. So we're calling our fade in button.click function. Our div 1 is going to fade in by just normally. Our div 2 is going to fade in slowly. And our div 3 is going to fade in over a period of 3,000 milliseconds, which is just 3 seconds.
Mine's not working.
syntax error.
All right, so Isha, let's see your stuff. So let's see. Where's your?
My fade in works on fade out doesn't.
Yeah, your video's not gonna work because you have no code, Garrett.
Mine's not working at all in any way.
Krisha, let me help Isha first. Let's see, fade in. Fade in is your function. So your ID fade in, your displays.
Oh wait, no, now it's working.
Mine does not work.
Okay.
It says unexpected error script, but I'm
And a
looking at
script
all
that-
my scripts.
Yeah, make sure your syntax is all correct. So it closes like this and it opens like this. So Isha, you're fading your dot fade in. Dot fade in. You just wrote fade in. You have to do dot fade in. And now fades in. Just like that.
I don't know. Like,
That's
you
too
just check mine?
cool.
can you just check mine?
Yeah. Around here. So unexpected end of
It's not
input.
working.
Fade out is not gonna work because it's written no code
Okay,
for
you're right,
it.
because there's no code for it. Sorry.
No problem. Okay, Arjun, let's see here. Opens, closes, opens, closes, opens, closes, opens, closes. But this bugger over here doesn't close. So you have to add, you just never closed your document.ready.
I'm doing class. Yeah, somebody's close the door. I'm busy.
All right, so Arjun is going to do a quick little add of brackets, just like this. Run your program, fades in. Okay, Amog, Sanjana, did you get yours both to work?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Amog, you got that? Wonderful. Garrett, is your fade in working?
It is.
Okay.
If fade in works,
Okay, your fade in works. Now we're going to add our code.
check it.
For-
Check.
Here, stop. Okay. Now let's add our fade out code. So for our fade out code, I'm just gonna do this. Our fade out is working on the same thing actually. So now here, now when we click it's gonna be literally the exact same thing. But it's just gonna be like fade out. Instead of fade in, just do fade out. Div1 dot fade in, change that to fade out. Wherever it says in, literally just change it to fade out. So we to fade in, change that to fade out. Let's run it. Let me just run it to make sure it works. Fades in, fades out. Okay. So now we got it working. Okay. So we have the fade out dot click function, the div1 dot fade out. So we're just all executing when we click our fade out, our HTML button, there's the ID fade out. These our three divs are going to fade out. This one's going to fade out normally. This will fade out slowly, and this will fade out over a period of 3 seconds. It's 3,000 milliseconds, which converts to 3 seconds.
Wait, give me a second.
Yeah.
But I don't.
Do you all have your buttons with the ID of fade out, right? Do you have a
Yep,
I
it
think-
works. But the problem is that my green doesn't fade out. Oh, it does. It does. It's just the green thing just takes longer.
Yeah, because we set it to fade out over a period of 3 seconds. And
Yeah.
you're a little impatient, so it takes a while.
Wait,
even though
but
it's
now
only
there's
3
a
seconds.
problem. Oh wait, I fixed it. Nothing.
Alright, never mind. I got it.
You all got it?
I got
Okay.
him.
So your fade in, fade outs all work, right?
Yeah, mine's cool.
Wonderful. All right. Now let's just do our fade toggle really quick. The fade toggle is gonna let's just change here to div 1-2, div 2-2, div 3-2. Let's just do here ID. Well, we're going to need one button because toggle can do them both. So fade toggle. Let's do fade in and fade out with the same blue tone. now let's just write one more quick jQuery function. So everybody's got the HTML, right?
I'm so confused now.
Okay, so we just did a fade. So we just did a fade out and fade in with two separate buttons. But there's something called fade toggle in which we can do it with both buttons. We can just do it with one button. And we can fade out and fade in right after each other. So the fade toggle, just like the fade toggle let us hide and show with the same button, the toggle let us hide and show with the same button. The fade toggle is going to let us fade in and fade out with the same button. Does that make sense, Arjun?
Yes, but no, but yes.
Yeah, I didn't even ask you. Kind of.
Kind
Okay.
of.
So do you remember here when you did hide and show with the same button, it just hides and it shows.
Yeah, I
Hide.
get the concept. I just don't understand the code.
Okay. So here I just had to create a whole bunch of. I just pretty much copy pasted these three divs with the buttons, and I just changed it to one button here because we only need one button for fade toggle. I just gave it the ID of fade toggle. I just gave him these IDs. So just div 1 with version 2. So that's why I did the dash. So I said div 1 dash 2, div 2 dash 2, div 3 dash 2. They're bad names, but they'll just do it for now. This is not going to turn into some real world thing, right? Go ahead. So everybody's got this. Everybody got it?
No, I still need to code a little bit. I just need to copy and paste it.
Yeah. Okay.
Hold on. Why is the div? Are we supposed to change the div ID too?
Oh, where?
Like the div ID equals like div 1 dash div dash 2.
That's just saying div 1 version 2. I just did a dash to differentiate between these divs and these divs because we don't want them to fade out and fade in with the same buttons.
The buttons don't work.
The buttons, yeah, because they're never in any JavaScript form.
Okay.
All right, now we just have to style these divs using CSS. What we can do is actually, we can just do this. Comma, hashtag div 1 dash 2. So then div 2 dash 2. So the comma just basically is saying, okay, for both of these HTML elements, apply all the CSS. So it's just, we just don't have to copy paste it again, because that would be inefficient. So just replace our divs, just do div 3 dash 2, I put 2 commas there. My bad. So just div 3 dash 2, div 2 dash 2, and div 1 dash 2. Everybody got this CSS. All right, so now let's just make sure here, fade out and fade into the same bed. So it doesn't appear with height. Oh yeah, we sort of displayed a none. None of them are going to appear for now until we write our jQuery. Okay.
I haven't finished the CSS.
What? Didn't finish the CSS. Oh, the CSS, you're just adding a comma. You add this comma here, div 1 dash 2, div 2 dash 2, div 3 dash 2. That's all it is, each other. Pretty simple. Okay. Okay. Everybody get the CSS.
What?
Yes.
Yeah,
Do you have the CSS?
Yeah, do you have the CSS? It's not going to show up because they also are displayed to none, which basically just says only show up until when an event is called. So right now it's not going to show up, but it's going to show up pretty soon. So now it's just this is very simple here. We're just going to do here, copy it again, hit fade out. We're just going to change it to fade toggle. So that is the ID I was using, fade toggle. Go back here, that click function. Div 1, we just change it to div 1 dash 2 dot fade toggle. You can just replace all these fade outs with fade toggles, and they'll take in these same parameters. You can just do here div 2 dash 2 dot fade toggle and div 3 dash 2, just like this. And now if I were to run the code, let's see here, fade in, fade out, just like that. And now let me just add some breaks. So alright, but everybody have the HTML and CSS. The JavaScript is just a really quick function.
Do we do the same thing but instead fade toggle?
Yeah, so instead of fade out, we just do fade toggle. Fade toggle will just automate it, so we only have to use one button to do both operations, with the fade in and the fade out.
Okay.
The two different buttons don't work. It's only the fade in and fade out with the same button work. That's supposed to happen.
Let's see here. Mine just worked. Let me just see here. Okay, let me go to your coding RSPN. Run your code. Okay.
Wait a minute.
We just go look at your HTML. Your fade in, we have the breaks. Okie dokie. So here you have fade toggle dot click function. Div 1 dash okay, let's see, this is interesting. Hashtag, you still have those IDs. You have fade dash in, and div 1, div 2, div 3. Alright, so here you change them to div 1, div 2, div 3. Look how here your CSS is tagged to div 1, div 2, div 3, and your JavaScript, you just forgot to change it, so you still have the div dash 1 of div just like this. Because you change it like this, this is a quick, simple thing. Wait, they still don't work? There's no way.
Yeah, mine all three buttons work for me.
Alright, good for you, Prisha. You just have to change them right over here. So
Don't they?
that better work. Yeah, that works. And now you're all good, Arjun. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So does everybody all get these fade in, fade out, toggles, all of that? Isha, yours work?
Yeah, but mine looks a little bit different. Like my fade in and fade out are like right underneath the toggle buttons. So
Let me just refresh it. Who's watching a movie?
no one.
I swear, there's some music. That sounds like movie music.
Yeah, it sounds like some Disney something.
Oh,
Yeah,
no, sorry. No, I'm listening to something while
Okay.
I was listening to this.
All good,
What?
Isha. Don't worry.
My buttons are not
wait.
working.
Okay, Amog. So you have your fade out, fade in, fade out. Yours work. Your fade in, fade out. Isa, the thing is that you just don't have any breaks between your buttons. So I'll put the breaks. Maybe put the breaks just like this. And now when I run it, that's gonna break the wrong spot. Oh yeah, I must have put the fade in and fade out. So right here. I think I'll put it. Yeah, okay. Now they should. That'll just fade in. That'll just fade out. That would fade in. That would fade out. Okay, Isha, you are all good. Let me help Amog next. ASM12. Let's see. So you have your. Is it in your jQuery concepts or your jQuery? Which REPL is it, Amog?
The jQuery.
The jQuery, okay. Okie dokie, let's run here. Okay, so it's saying, let's see here you got. Unexpected end of input. So what this basically means is, let's check it out. Alright, so what this basically means is that all your opening jQuery your functions in jQuery always have to have an opening and a closing. So here, you're closing the function, and in this line, you're opening it. Here you're opening, here you're closing, 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 here you're opening, and here you are closing. But you're forgetting to close your document.ready function. So what I can do is just tab this over. I forked it, that's fine. And then right here, right now you just have to add another set of them. I'm gonna do here. So now you've closed all your functions. So you're just forgetting to close your document.ready function. Oh, and it's saying $sign is not defined. So that's basically saying that the syntax that jQuery uses is not defined because you haven't put the jQuery CDN in your code. So this jQuery CDN basically points to a file with all of the jQuery code. So I'll send the CDN in the chat once again. This is the jQuery CDN. So you have to paste this at the beginning of in your HTML for all of your lines. I put it in the chat so you don't have to copy because you're pain. So now this basically is like, okay, now your the computer should be able to recognize. So fade in, yeah, 3 seconds is a long time. Right, so fade in and fade out with the same button don't work. So now that you have your CDN, now it'll be able to process all of your stuff. So your hide and show, there's this hide, there's this show. So the only thing that just doesn't work is your fade in and fade out with the same button, which is fine. We'll get that to work right now. So now make sure, whenever you're doing jQuery or anybody, jQuery or Bootstrap, you always have to put their CDN because this link here points to an external JavaScript file with, I explained earlier, I'll do it again, with all of the jQuery code. This is all the code used to create the jQuery library. We just have to make sure we're referencing that so we actually can see. So the computer can actually be the compiler can actually recognize the $sign that we're doing in the JavaScript. So here, instead of it's capital T for toggle. Instead of lowercase t, then you have to capital. Scroll down. Does it work? It still doesn't work. All right. Let's see. So instead of you did ID plus instead of ID equals.
Oh.
So the small things it'll get you, but they're quick fixes. So just the concept. You just make sure just check over your code. Make sure you have all the equal signs, all the correct syntax, and now all your stuff works. So is everybody all good with jQuery? Everybody's all good with the jQuery that we've learned so far. So this is, can I get some yeses, thumbs up? All that? Isha, Arjun, Sanjana, all good?
I'm good. All good.
Yeah.
Thumbs up and thumbs down at the same exact time, but mostly thumbs up at the same time.
Okay, Gary, whatever you say.
Why the heck are you clicking? Something like Flappy Bird or something?
Why would you be playing Flappy Bird? Okay, let me just run it, make sure that, good. Okay, so the last issue is I crafted out the fade toggle. You import the CDN. Let's see, make sure. Oh, so these two are, did you put both of these as capitals?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now everything works for you now?
Yes.
Wonderful, okay. So here, both are jQuery repels. Okay, so now we're gonna start working with JavaScript. So
Great.
what we're gonna do with JavaScript is first we gotta learn the basics like variables and all of that. So that'll take that. We should probably be able to do that up to the end of today. So by the end of our class today, we should be all good with JavaScript. What's the basics of JavaScript and all of that, and then we'll actually get started with the API calls, which we'll do tomorrow. Which do you want me to show you one of the main project we'll be doing tomorrow, or you want to wait for that?
Show.
Show? Who said show?
Me.
Oh.
Show? You want to show? Okay. Let me just quickly find it. It's gotta be in here somewhere. All right. For computing and development. Okie dokie. It is. So it's basically this little. I'll I'm praying it works, but what it is a little thing, little code. So we have our user interface right here. Let me run it. Oh, let me just open it in a new tab. So what it is basically this whole thing. It says a bunch of statistics. It should load the United States statistics by default, unless it may not work right now, which would suck. But the API could be down. Okay. So the API is right now down, which is one of the disadvantages with using an API. So let me show you another project that we were going to do. So here, I'll show you. This one is a little easier, but let me show you it. So what it is basically the coordinates for the International Space Station. These should have. So now it's just, these are all live. These are all getting updated live. So it's taking its latitude, position, longitude, its velocity, its altitude, and its velocity. So here we just see there's a website that has these updating. We're basically just scraping the website using not that much JavaScript, pretty basic JavaScript, which will get into, which will all this. It's going to look like hieroglyphics to you right now, but you'll all understand it by tomorrow, and then we'll be able to get this live positioning just like this. Okay. Let me. Do you want to see another one of the? Let me see if the COVID tracker works now. Okie dokie. So.
Wait a minute, could you share that link of that?
This.
Yeah, the COVID-19 tracker.
Okay, so the API is down, which is one of the things that sucks. It's the only disadvantage with APIs is that some of them, a lot of popular ones, they get lagged out and they stop working because of rate limits, which are basically where too many people are overloading requests, so that the thing crashes. So APIs can be a little unstable, but if you find the right one, that it takes a while, but if you find the right one that's always stable, that's pretty not that popular, then it should work. So by the end of the class, it should work. So let me just take the URL from which we're scraping it from. So this is the website basically where I'm pulling all of the data from. Okay, so it doesn't load right now, but it has like a huge file with all the live updates of all the people, of all the number of cases all around the world. So at the end of the class, I'll try to show it again, and we should see. Yeah, nothing can load. Yeah, but because the API is down, by default it should load the statistics for the United States. That's what I've set it to do. All right. So now
How do you connect it to the internet?
You use some JavaScript right here. It's this
JavaScript?
Yeah, just this little code, and then this is our scraping. Once we actually sit down and read it, it looks like, oh, look how big this line is and all that stuff. It's really not that bad. It's much more simpler than you think. And a lot of the work is being done for us by JavaScript, which is nice. Okay, so now let's actually delve into learning about JavaScript. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to create a new REPL. Just name it JavaScript like basics or something. Let me go into creating my REPLs. We're computing this here.
So we're using JavaScript?
Yeah, the stuff that API calls and all that International Space Station and the COVID tracker was made in JavaScript. It was made using JavaScript.
Oh, but you're putting it on HTML.
Yeah, because JavaScript can communicate with HTML. Like with the jQuery, we're going to do that, which is why JavaScript is such a powerful language, because it has all the back-end functionality, but it's also so easy to connect to the internet and make it look nice.
Okay, we're doing HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, right?
You can open HTML, CSS, JavaScript REPL, but we're not actually going to be writing any HTML in it. We're learning about the object-oriented side.
Yeah, I did a JavaScript class last week.
Nice. You still remember some of it?
Most of it.
What did you do in JavaScript?
Creative games. We added game design.
You did a game design. You had to declare. Hey, Krisha, how do you declare a variable in JavaScript?
At the beginning, you do var and then space you do your name of it and then equals whatever number you want.
Okay, that's nice. Okay. So then you should be pretty familiar with a lot of this stuff over here. But for a lot of people aren't, so I'll quickly run through it. What game did you create, Krisha?
We created a Pong game, like like a Pong game and something else that I totally forgot.
Nice. Okay. So let's see here. So we're just gonna start by declaring a variable in JavaScript. So a variable is just basically an object that stores a piece of data. So let's say I declare a variable. So the way you declare a variable in JavaScript, like Krisha said, you just do var. So var the name. Let's say I want to store my age, and you set that equal to then whatever value it's gonna hold, like 57, 58, and then you put a semicolon. So this is basically how you declare a variable in JavaScript. There are a bunch of different variables. Like there is let's see, the name. So this variable out here is called an integer. This is a string. So here's this. Right.
Oh, and we made like a catching game where you have to catch the falling objects.
Nice. That's a good game. And now here, so this true or false is called a boolean. So boolean values are just booleans only have two values, true or false. So here I've set this boolean to true. Let's see, the next one is a float of our, let's see here, money equals 567.8.88. So floats are just basically values, numbers that have decimals. Those are basically the four main data types that we are going to be using. Okay.
What are we making?
What?
What are we making?
We're gonna do JavaScript. So we're gonna like stuff like the COVID tracker. We'll be making COVID tracker.
What are we making right now?
Oh, right now we're
Could you go
learning
back?
stuff. We're learning all this stuff. We're not gonna make a formal project. I don't think. Well, unless we have a lot of time, we're not gonna make a formal project today. Let me just double check, make sure I'm saying is correct. Okay. Are we all ready?
Almost.
Oh. The project we're going to be doing is a color flipper. We'll be probably doing this project today or tomorrow. I want to try to get it done today. So what it does is, do you want to see, does everybody want to see the color flipper?
I guess.
Sure, why not?
All right.
Wait, first, could I see the last
This is just a
5,
float.
6, 7, 8?
You don't have to write any of this in. If you internalize this information, you want to probably write some of this stuff down later. But if you're just internalizing info for now, you're all
Wait, so
good.
now we have to make a JavaScript thing?
Yeah, you should have made that like 5 minutes ago, Gareth. Let's go. Pay attention. HTML, CSS, JS drop. We'll just call it JavaScript. All right. And now here, this is a. So this is just the code which we'll use. So what this is, mine looks really nice because I spent a lot of time styling it and stuff. But what it does here, so this is hex. You click it, it'll generate a hex code, and then that'll just appear in the background, just like this. And you can do it with RGB values, like 58, 105, like this. But it's much simpler than you think that JavaScript was. The hardest part was the CSS. Like I had a lot of CSS. It's very fancy stuff. So you will probably won't be implementing that unless you want to just straight out copy my style sheet, which I'm fine with if you want to. But so this is it. It's like probably 40 lines of JavaScript in total.
Can you send the link to your REPL?
I won't paste the code. I'll just paste the final output. I don't want you to go boot gang the code early. All right. So, you want to send the link of the JavaScript REPL? Okay. It's not going to have much important stuff, but I will. All right. So here, this is how you declare variables. And now let me go back here. Okay. And the way so if you notice here, there's like this big black box. So if you notice, when you open your REPL, you're going to have this white page and then this box. Make the box the full screen because we're going to be using the console right now. So this is basically called the console. And if we want to print something out to the console, what we can do is just do console.log. And let's say I want to do the TF variable. Okay, just do console.log tf. And make sure you get in these semicolons. And it'll print true. If we want to write it out to the actual web page, what we can do is just do hello world. This should work. So document.write hello world. Then you get a hello world to appear. And we can even style it. But give HTML tags. You can just do hello world. Run it, it's big like this, just hello world. Okay. Everybody see this? Everybody sees this? Right? So this is just, so if you want to console it out, we just do console.log, we can pass in here any string, and it would print out. So here I just chose to do the variable tf. And if we want to print it out to the web page, we just do document.write, and inside we just have our HTML. And it doesn't print out these words, these H1 tags and these closing tags, because the JavaScript's document.write buddy compiler knows that it can recognize HTML and parse it. Let me see if I go style equals background. This may not work, but background color red. Oh, it did work. That's sick. So here in HTML, you actually can do some CSS by just doing the style equals, and then in these quotes, just pasting whatever CSS code. So I just did that here, and the compiler for the document.write can even recognize CSS, which is pretty nice. Okay.
I have a syntax error again.
So let me open your Repel. JavaScript.
We're gonna make it so
Like it's not. Hello
answer.
world isn't coming up.
Alright. Both of you are speaking at the same time. I only heard Isha. So let me just do here. Can you give me, so you just delete this semicolon right here. And if you want, you can give me edit access, but you should change these HI, so instead of hi, maybe you get H1, because remember that's header 1. So change those to H1.
Oh my god, that was an acting.
Small things, but just make sure you're just keeping track of it, but it's fine, don't worry.
How did you get it to be a red background when you wrote it in?
I just did here style equals. So in you can write CSS and HTML too this way. Doing style equals background color : red. We just set the style, and I just set the background color to red.
Oh, that's not how we did it when we did our.
What?
We did text. Why did the camp? We did a different. Like we did do JavaScript like that. This.
So you don't write the HTML out like that. What you would do is when you get into it later, you do something called .inner HTML or .text.
Where?
Yeah, you have to go. What?
Mine is wet.
You go. Okay. All right. So now, let's see. So now let's do Now let's just talk about basic variable operations. So let's say we declare this variable. So let's do var total equals, let's say here, age plus money. And then we can just do console.log age, and we'll just print it out. True 58. Wait, I forgot to do, I should do total. Stupid me. All right. 5736.88. Because that's the sum of 58 and 5678.88. Okay, so now it's just now you can do subtraction, just like this. Multiplication using the asterisk, and division using the slash. And if you noticed, every time I have to do a variable operation right now, I have to declare a new variable. And over time, if we have a really big JavaScript program, we're gonna have to do so many different variables. That's just gonna take up a lot of space in our memory. So what we can do to mitigate this is you can do there's something called repeated variable operations. So let me show you. Okay, so to age plus equals. So let's say we want to add 50 to the value of our current variable age. So instead of having to do a new variable called like var age2 equals age plus 50, what we could do is just say age plus equals 50. And the reason why we didn't have to do var here is because we've already declared this variable age. So we can just call it again. The compiler already knows, okay, you have a variable age, and you're just changing the value. But this plus equals, what it basically is saying is just saying age equals age plus 50. So it's just automatically adding age. We're taking in its previous value and summing up, adding 50 to create a total value. If I console.log age, we get 108. And just like there's plus equals, there's also minus equals. So to minus equals 50, this is good. This would give us 8. There's times equals 50, which would give us 2,500 plus 2,900. And then here, divide slash equals 50, maybe 1.16. 1.16. Just like that.
I have a question.
Yes.
I was trying to like add the name to the like add a variable to the writing, but I can't get both of them to be the same background color.
When you're doing the JavaScript, don't worry about the HTML for now. So what are you trying to do? You're trying to have, let me look at your apple.
It just said this plugin crashed.
That means REPL servers are garbage, but we already knew that. JavaScript, you named it Easy Basics, Krisha. If it's Easy Basics, then how come you're having an issue, Krisha? Let's go. I thought it was Easy Basics, Krisha. Basics.
Well, it's not what we are learning.
Basics, Krisha. Easy breeze, easy basics, basics. Oh, okay. They're not gonna concatenate just like this. Always think about it. So with these names, they're not gonna concatenate because they're both not in the HTML. You're not both in this quotation marks.
Yeah, but like, how do I make them the same?
That's gonna take some. That's advanced JavaScript stuff. Let me see what we can do. How to replace a variable. So we haven't gotten to that's advanced JavaScript. Replace it, putting variables inside the HTML. So for now, I don't think it would be possible.
Okay, dokes.
And just make sure you're not forgetting your semicolon. Okay. So now let's see here. So now go to console.log total. Isn't it just right? All right. So now here, let me just get rid of this. Now here, and if you console.log age, it just does 50, age equals 58 over 50. Does anybody have any questions about these repeated variable operations and the basic variable operations?
Mine has a reference error.
A reference. It's because you have this variable total, and total isn't defined. We got rid of the variable total, so just replace it with age, because since total is not defined anymore, so the compiler doesn't know what total is. So it's like, huh, what's total? I don't know. But that's why it's saying total is not defined. So you can just replace that with age. And now you don't get that reference there anymore, right?
Yes.
Wonderful. Okay. Next, let's go to here. Let's just think about. I just want to do this. But it's a cool thing here. Age equals 1, 2, 3, 4 plus 1, 2, 3, 4. Run this to see what happens really quickly. Alright. So in JavaScript, if you think about it, so before our variable age was a float, but JavaScript is nice because we don't have to specify the data type when we declare our variable, and we can change our variable's data type anytime in our code. So if you noticed here, I had 50. It was 1.16 before, but now I just redeclared it to a string and it accepted it. In other older programming languages, this would render an error. But the JavaScript's kind of modern and nice. That is a little bit nicer. All right. So that was just a quick thing. It's a quick test. So let's say here, let's just start doing some work with strings. So let's say I do a var. Let me just take this name variable from here. And just do var last name equals. And if you have any long variable names, I recommend separating them with underscores, just so it's more readable. You don't have, like, instead of last name Tanish Tiagi. This is so hard to read. Like what does that say? It's like a big blob. So you can just do last name Tanish Tiagi. Just like that, and that's more readable. That's a quick thing. I have his last name, multiple words, just put an underscore, equals Tiagi. Let me just do here console.log. I forgot my semicolon. Okay, now we're going to get into some string operations. So what we can do is we can do concatenation. So now we can declare a new variable, var full name equals name dot concat space colon first name. So we do name dot concat, and then here you can specify put in here last name. And console.log our full name. Replit. Your servers are so cowardly.
Oh boy, the servers are not exactly good.
Thank you, Garrett, for your comment and wise words. Okie dokie. So now here, so this concat, what it can basically do is just adds two strings together. So here you say I declare this string here to name, the Tanisha last name to Tiagi. And just put it equal to his full name equals name.concat. And what this is doing is just saying separate the two variables the two strings that are concatenating with a space. So I'm just separating them with a space, and I'm just adding the last name to it.
Please leave me alone.
Bro,
this is not working for me.
it's not working. All right. See here, coding or PRS. Because you forgot to specify your last name.
Oh.
What's your, so you have to do last name, and then you have to console.log the full name.
Okay.
Right. And make sure you're semicolons. You don't want to be forgetting this.
Can I use the bathroom?
Okay, Garrick. See you in 25 minutes.
Well, I have to put my dog away, so okay.
Did he understand your sarcasm?
No, he's gonna come back in 25 minutes. That's what he's done the last 3 bathroom breaks. Hey, he's up there 2:22. We'll see when he comes back. Okay. Okay, so did everybody get the concatenation to work? Sanjana, Amol, Isha, does your concat all work? Sanjana, Amol, Isha, does your concat work?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna try. I have a syntax error.
Let's examine. Because look, you did full dash name, but here you console.log full underscore name.
I'm doing class.
You probably just want to change just the full underscore name.
Rebel.it is crashing so much.
I fixed that now. It
I
works.
just got like 10 friends over. This gets so annoying sometimes.
Your sister has friends over?
Yeah, like
It's
she had
He has friends?
She had.
Wow.
Well,
I
she had
don't
more than you
Sure.
right now, at least.
Over? Oh yeah.
Yeah, because it's not safe to bring friends over, buddy.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah, but
Any of
like,
them have COVID?
yeah, but it was
You're
like outside and
friends.
stuff. They're playing outside.
Yeah, they come
And
inside.
there's like masks and gloves, and there's yeah,
There's
the same
what?
sanitizer, and the
okay.
dogs trying to separate them.
Oh, the dog.
That time after peeing.
Oh, you're
That's why I had
talking
to
about your
go.
imaginary friends, okay.
Okay.
Bro, you saw those kids opening my door.
I did not. I saw some ghosts, right, Arjun?
Yeah,
Some
I
big
saw some
white ghosts that
yeah.
had like it had like a pillowcase with two holes through it.
Yeah.
I was like, they just whack.
Oh gosh.
I was like,
Those kids,
Yeah, I was
those kids are
scared.
trying to prank me. Those kids are trying to prank me. My sister loves pranks. She does it all the time.
yeah,
Last time she's a ghost. Last time she tried to pretend to be a ghost.
yeah,
Really.
you can't be getting pranked by a ghost. You're better than that. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, my sister tries. Let me tell you, all she works on YouTube is prank 101 or whatever. It sucks.
It sucks.
He tries to prank the dog. Like, I feel sorry for him.
Uh-huh.
One day he'll wake up covered in paint.
Alright, that sounds good, Gary. Whatever you
No.
say, buddy.
Yeah.
Alright. So let's continue, okay? So now
Why?
here, let's say we want to convert our which is a name.to uppercase. What it'll do if we console.log name prints it out. So name equals name.to uppercase. So here, if you notice, we're not declaring another variable. We're just reassigning the value of our name variable. Dot to uppercase will just convert it to all caps. And we just console.log the name. And now let's say there's also a to lowercase. So let's do last name to lowercase. And make sure you have these parentheses. These parentheses mean that this is a JavaScript method. And what a JavaScript method is, it's basically a function defined by JavaScript that supports using using to uppercase. So it's basically the JavaScript when they created it, they created a function called to uppercase that basically would convert the string that's passed in to all caps. The same thing for to lowercase. So if I console.log let's see, last name, I'm gonna get the exact same thing because it's already in here. Just do TYAGI. Now it shows here. So to lowercase just converts into lowercase. Okay. You all good with this? Alright. I'm assuming we're all good. All right.
Not done yet.
Now, okay, you're not done. I'll give you another minute. Okay. So everybody got this string concatenation down?
Yeah.
All right. So now let's go to the next part, which is basically so something important is that they want to find the length of a certain variable. So length is basically just how many characters it has in it for a string. So I can just do console.log name.length.
Hey dude, my thing's lagging terribly. There's something wrong with it. Should I reload it?
Yeah. That just means your Replit servers are exceptionally bad for you.
Okay, good. Yeah, now it works. What happened is that there's a glitch, and at a certain time, it only showed like.
All right. Thank you, Gary, for your contribution.
No, thank you.
You just mute him.
I just unmuted myself.
I unmuted you, Garrett. All right, we all good with this name.length stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's continue on to the next thing. So let's see. Now let's say if you notice, all our variables so far only have one value. All right. Let's say we're dealing with a bunch of data and we want multiple values. Let's say we need to hold 500 numbers. We'd have to create 500 different variables for that to happen. That's crazy. That's way too much. So let's clog up our memory and stuff. So we don't want that. So what we can do is we can create something called an array. And look, I'm going to go to Paint to demonstrate, to describe exactly what an array is, because it's a little complicated. Okay. So, okay, yes, Isha. Isha, what?
Okay. So the question I have is for mine. Mine. I don't know if I did it correctly because the number I got true 1.16. Tani, well, Isha Bandari, and then I got 4.
All right, yeah, because you did your. Let's see. Let's refresh it. Did you do your length of your first name?
Oh yeah, I have
That's 4 characters.
Oh, okay.
That's it right
That's
there.
why.
You are all good. Do not worry. Do not panic. All that stuff. Okay, let's continue. So we go to Paint. So basically, let's think. I'm drawing this big ugly box. I know my drawing skills aren't the best. Yes, it should be. I can draw legible. I just can't draw really neat. Okay, there's these little boxes with another stuff like this, and like. So this is, just think of this as the computer's memory, or the compiler's memory when we run our programs, okay? And let's say we have an array, and let's say here the array has, I haven't exactly explained an array, but I'm just gonna really define one. It has 5 values. All right, so here in this first slot in array, in the memory, there's 0 values gonna get stored. The second slot, 1 value. The third slot, 2. The fourth slot, 4. The fifth slot, 5. Okay, so just think about it for every number in our array. The array has 5 numbers. Each of them have a separate spot in their own memory. And now let's say we would like to access one of the, let's say we want to print out this first value specifically of the array. So what we have to do is access its index. So let me, can I like extend out a little bit more? We just change the dimensions. File, properties here. Let's change it to 550,000. Let me just, so 185. I'm just making my paint thing longer. 5,000. All right. So let's say we have this array now. Okay. Now let's say here. Okay. So now let's do. So what we have to do is access a specific index. But the indexes are weird because the first value of an array, its index starts at index 0. Even though it's the first value, the people who created arrays have started them as index 0. The second value here starts as index 1. This third value here starts at index 2. The fourth value starts at index 3. And what index does this fifth value start at? Somebody tell me. What's
4.
the 4? Wonderful. Okay. So now these are just the basics of arrays. So here it's a specific index, and it just each value of the array gets stored into its own specific spot in memory. So that's basically all we're going to know about arrays. So that wasn't actually too bad. But now let's figure out how to declare an array in JavaScript. So array equals these 2 brackets. So these brackets, inside these brackets, we can write our array. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just like this. And let's say here, we want to, so if you notice with this array, we have to initialize all of the values that we're going to want in our array. Let's say we don't know the values we want in an array. We just want to initialize an array with a set amount of values. We can just do here, let me just call this here a blank array. I'm going to define var. And arrays, you declare them just like normally, just like var, with just a var. Equals here, I can just do here new array. I can pass in here 12 and I can pass in here false. What this is going to do is going to create 12 slots, each of them starting with the value false, which you can easily just edit over later. So we can just put any dummy value like this. Like this. So it would just create, if I just do console.log blank array, let's see what we get. We just get it. So what it's doing is just saying, okay, you have 12 slots, each of them have an empty string. That's all it's doing. All right. So does this make sense? How to declare an array and how to define the array. If you declare an array with values and define an array that's empty. This makes sense. Can I get some thumbs up, yeses, nos, raise your hand, say I'm confused, something like that.
I'm not done yet.
All right. It's not important to get this code down as it's important to make sure you understand what it's doing.
I have an error.
Okay, Krisha.
It says syntax error, unexpected token, bracket thingy at /strip.js 1810.
Oopie doopie. JavaScript easy basics. Oh my god, Krisha. You're second.
Come on, I renamed that.
You're killing me, Krisha. I thought you'd know all this stuff. You should have been teaching the class to me. I am joking. But you have no code. Krisha. There is your code. Krisha, there's no code.
Go to JavaScript Learning. Oh, it must have forked it when it signed me out.
Krisha. Nope, this one doesn't exist either. There's a 404 error. Krisha, where is your code gone?
It's in JavaScript Learning.
JavaScript learning. Okay, dokie.
But I had an
You
error.
forgot your equal to sign, Krisha.
Where?
Your equal to sign.
Where?
Var array equals, what does it equal? You have to have an equal sign.
Oopsie.
I thought you were experienced
So we
JavaScript
did for some. We
programmer.
didn't do this coding. We did like function draw, and then we made stuff like text.
You still need to know arrays and objects and important data structures.
I never said anything in that context. You lied.
Alright,
Donkey, good sir.
donkey. Alright, so you got your error sorted out. Let's go. Okie dokie. And especially, another good thing with JavaScript arrays is that, unlike in other languages, array, let's see here too, the values in your array can have different data types. Like you can define a cars, it's a string, a 5, a boolean, and a fucking 5. Just like this. That's exactly, so that's another good thing. We can just declare and they all have different data types and all of that. Now it's just because actually accessing. So to access them, let's just do here console log array bracket 0. So what this is basically doing is to say, give me the value of the 0th index in the array. That's what array brackets 0 is doing. Let's check it out. It gives us a 1. And now if I just do blank array bracket 0, should give me empty string, or give me 12. Okay, that's because these arrays initialize differently, where the first value is 12 and they're all empty string. Okie dokie. So let's see here. All right, let me just do here array 2. Here cars. And now here, let's say I wanted to print out the third value in my array 2 index. What's going to happen? How would I do that? What do I replace the 0 with? The third index. Garrett, if I wanted to print out this third index, like this third value, what index would I put inside these brackets? Garrett, we're not moving on until you answer the question.
Don't answer.
Garrett, are you there?
I'm here. Why?
I answer my question.
What's your question?
If I want to print out this third value in this array 2 array, what index do I put in here?
Index 2.
Okay. Good. Make it true. Wonderful. Okay. So now let's say we want to do and now let's say we want to edit elements in the array. So if we want to edit elements, what we could do here is just do array dot push. In here we would put what do we want to add? Let's say we want to add a yo to the end of the array. So that would do if we console dot log array.
Array push under code of FC.
Can you pause for a second? Because I'm a little bit behind.
Okay.
I need some time to catch up.
Yes. So do you understand how to access the values of the array? Isha, do you understand how to access values of the array?
Yes.
All right. So you just need to write the code down. Okay. Give you 241, and we'll start up again. All right. Are you all good, Isha? All right. Isha, did you get it all down?
Yeah.
All right. So here, if you just do push yo, it just adds yo to the end of the array. All right. And then now here, if we console.log our array, it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then yo. All right. Did everybody understand what the push does? The push just adds the element inside it with what we specified. So this is the element. We're just adding it to the end of the array. Okay, we all good with this? And now, let's say we wanted to add it to the beginning of the array. Do array.unshift. Yo. Console.log array. And now we should get yo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yo. We just added it to the beginning of the array. Can we use array.find index for the index? For finding the index? Yeah. That's did you Google that? Amog, you there?
Yeah.
You Googled array.find index. That you can do that if you're trying to find the index of a certain if you're trying to find the index of a certain element.
Mhm.
All right. So everybody got what the everybody got the array.push and the array.unshift.
Not done yet.
All right. Isha, did you get it?
No.
Do you need some help?
No.
Do you just need some time to copy it down? Probably. Okay. Yeah, Isha, you need some more time?
Sorry, I'm done.
Oh, you're done? Okay, good. So now, let's say we just do, now they want to remove some elements from the array. What we can do here is we can just do array.pop, and what we can do here, array.pop. So here, this will just, by default, remove the last element of the array. So log array, run it. Yo, our last yo is gone, which is unfortunate, but it had to be done. Okay, everybody understand this? Is everybody, so if you do array.pop, it'll just yoink the last element. And now if they want to yoink the first element, we do array.unshift. There's empty parentheses, and you can do console.log array. And now what we get is, wait, did I do it right? Array. Oh, instead of unshift, I meant shift. Shift instead of unshift. Okay. Now we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now both of our yos are gone. All right. You all good with this so far?
Well, I need time to copy it down.
All right, take your time. Don't go panic. All right, Isha, you need some more time, or you all good?
Can you look at mine? Because I'm confused.
Yep. I only just refreshed it.
I have a question, Tanish.
Yeah.
What's the black thing that the arrays are showing up on?
That's called the console. So the console is basically what executes behind the back. Like the back end, like let's say you're running a JavaScript program and something isn't working, you can just print it out to the console right here. And it's just used for debugging, and that's pretty much that. Just used for debugging, and you can just print certain values out here to make sure it's true and stuff like that. You can for when you solve if you do solve like coding questions using JavaScript, like actual programming questions, you'd be using the console for it. Because JavaScript is a back-end language for web development, and all back-end languages use a console mainly. So JavaScript also has a console, and it has the ability to print out onto the web page, which is why it's so powerful. Okay, let's see here. Arjun, is this your JavaScript one? Is this the most recent one? Or did you create another repo? Because you're missing a bunch of stuff.
Let me just check. It might have you know how sometimes it makes a copy by itself? I'm going to go check.
All right.
Can I see your code again?
Yes, right here.
Yeah, I'm done.
You're all good.
There's like this weird one in my tabs. I don't know if it's mine, but it says @anonymous, and then
Oh,
It's a
that means
random-
you're not signed in.
oh, okay.
Actually, can you scroll down?
Yeah.
Let me just sign in real quick.
Yeah. If you're writing your code without signing in, then that's bad. But then you have to log in, and it'll fork a bunch of repos, and you add up some weird stuff, and then it's like, what the heck?
Yeah.
I got one that was like assassinate vulture turtle or something.
Yeah, they give you some random names.
The thing just deleted. So wait, never mind. It's there. It's rewarding
Oh.
beneficial bugs.
Is that your repo's name?
Yeah.
Uh,
You want me to share it with you?
Sure.
Uh, let's see, share. Here.
Nothing happened to my.
I sent it to you.
when I did that after that code the
That,
pop.
now it works now, but like
It works now. So Isha,
Yeah.
yours isn't working. Isha, what is specifically missing? You have the code word for word from my repo. Isha, is something wrong?
No, I just thought like I just thought I was missing a step or something because like
Alright.
did I miss a step or like
Yep. You're all good.
oh okay good.
Okie dokie. Let's continue. Okay, so now here, okay. All right, let's do it now. Let's see what we do next. Okay, now we're gonna do let's do some if-else statements. Okay. So if-else statements. Let me just garnet. Let's see. Test equals 1. If test equals 1. Console.log true else console.log false. Okay. So let me just run this code, and so we should get true at the very end. So what this is basically a basic if else statement. So it's just declare this variable test just to be 1, and if so now we run now you have an if loop. If test equals 1, we're gonna print out true. So if this condition in here is true, we're going to execute the code inside here. Otherwise, we're going to execute the code inside of here. So this is just a very basic if-else loop. Does that make sense? Does this basic if-else loop make sense? I got some yes, nos, maybes. What is that? I don't get it at all. Or something like that. Can I get some confirmation, please? Does this basic if-else make sense?
Yes, it does.
Wonderful.
Yep.
All right.
But I
And
still
now-
need time to copy it down.
All right.
JavaScript. Yay. If
So just remember the syntax. We have a bunch of parentheses. Then we have these 2 brackets, which is to shift. So the arrays, we just press the bracket button. You just do shift, and then the button you use to make arrays, and you get these guys. All right, Isha, you got this down?
I've almost got it down.
Yes.
Okay, so Krisha, you've almost got it down. Okay, let's do it.
Okay, I've got it
Forward.
down.
Okay, so now here, there's a variation to the if-else loop. It's called an if-else. So if and else are two conditions, but we can also have an if-else, and we have an else-if condition. Let me just put the brackets. We said else if test is greater than 5. Console.log true plus. Now, let me just make this 6. Let's see what we got. REPL, why are you so mean to me? Let me just reload the page because the Garbo servers crashed again.
REPL equals trash.
That's not true. It's a good online application, but if you really get into coding, learn get it down.
If you really get into it, it's not trash. But like,
If you really get into it, download an application. If you really get into it,
yeah, but then your computer could get coronavirus
No, but
or any virus.
computer
Whatever.
virus, not just any virus.
whatever you say,
Computer
Garrett.
corona. Ba-da-ba-da.
Whatever you say, Garrett.
Get it?
Let me just. Alright. So here we said a variable test equals a 6. And now this is what's gonna happen, okay? So it's gonna say, okay, is test equal to 1? No, test is not equal to 1. It's gonna skip this code and move on to the next part of our statement. And it's gonna say, is test greater than 5? Yes, that statement is true. It's gonna execute this code and then completely leave the loop. So now this code here won't even get run. Okay, so does the if else make sense? Right here. All right, and now let me just explain something a little interesting about the else. If you notice, the if and the else if taken these parameters, but the else doesn't. This is because the else is just a last ditch option. So if you're using an else loop, if you have an else, that basically means that this else is gonna get executed last every time. So there's really no condition necessary, because any other condition that doesn't meet these two conditions is gonna fall in here. We just don't need to put a condition, and it's not syntactically correct to put a condition anymore. Okay, so do we all understand everything about if, else ifs, and elses? Yes or no?
I still need to put some of it down.
Okay.
And yes, I get it. I get it. Though.
But you get it though.
I
Okay.
get it, but I just haven't wrote it down yet.
Wonderful. We're getting to this stuff really quickly, which is good. Okay, everybody copied it down?
Yeah.
No.
Okie dokie.
Who's making that sound?
Yeah, but that's Garrick, right? That's Garrick's. Are people in your house playing and driving some cars around?
Oh, that's my friends. Like, well, my sister's friends.
Oh, okay.
My sister, trust me, she gets super annoying friends. And the worst part is that there's like she's got 100 friends that live nearby. Most of mine live in New York because for some reason they all move. So there's always these girls or boys coming over to play with her.
Wonderful, Garrick. Nobody ever comes over to play with you?
Oh, I'd like to play video
The
games with them.
imaginary friends stay over.
Bro, I play Fortnite with them. Why do you think I downloaded Fortnite and other games? Because most of them moved to New York for some reason. Probably some
Because
job.
they want to get away from you?
Oh, Krisha, you didn't have to say that one.
They moved to New York because of their parents' jobs. You know that like 95% of people take the train to New York from here if they work.
Yeah, but they want to be more convenient for them. Okay, did everybody get this, right?
Yeah.
Now we're going to do a little coding problem. So these two slashes are basically a comment. You can just write, this is just writing stuff that's not executable, that doesn't get executed. So a coding problem is, so you're going to set a var age, and let me just get the instructions here. And var age. So let me just do a quick multi-line comment. So if the person is greater than 18 and less than 68, then they can live with themselves. I forgot to get the person. Okay. Let me see. So you're going to declare a variable age, and then now here, you're just going to say if the person is greater than 18 and less than 68, the console should print out you can live by. If the person is younger than 18, the console should print out you can't live by yourself. If the person is greater than 18 but less than 68, then they can. The console should print out they can live by themselves. If the person age is greater than 68, then they can't live by themselves. Okay. So everybody. So what you're gonna do is you can just set a variable age. So I already declared one, but I'll set our age equals 18 and a bunch of if else's and all that stuff. So you have a bunch of if else and then to evaluate it and then console it out. Does this make so? Does everybody understand how to do this problem?
Yeah.
Okay, dokie. So I'll give you, let's see, 5 to 10 minutes to solve it.
So how will they like will they have to go into the code and put in the age at the beginning?
Yeah, this is just to make it really simple. Just set a variable age. Just make sure your if loop is executing nicely.
So if they're younger than 18 years, they can't. Okay. I'm just deleting the first var I put at the top.
No, are we supposed? Actually, sorry. I'm still not quite understanding. So we're supposed to solve this problem, or is the
Solve it.
we are or
Yeah, we are. In 5 minutes, 5-10 minutes, we'll go over it.
and do we have to set a var age?
Yeah, you would set a var age equal to 18 or something, some random age, but then make sure you have an if else condition that can evaluate.
And then you have to build an if else or something or another code that'll evaluate that, right?
Yeah, that'll evaluate it and determine if the person can live with themselves or if they can't live by themselves.
Oh, okay.
If you think about it, if you really think about it, it's not that bad.
Yeah, I know. Can you put the riddle in the chat? Because I'm having trouble copying this down.
Problem link the link to the raffle in the chat. Garrick, mute yourself if your sister's friends are gonna talk so loud.
Yeah, fine, I'm mute.
Alright, thanks.
Excuse me?
Yes,
Can you didn't put your link to your up on the chat?
I did. I'm pretty sure I did. I'll do it one more.
I got it.
I sent it to Arjun privately. That's my bad. Sorry.
Tanish,
Yeah.
think I kind of did it.
The 5 minutes. So you do it 3 minutes and then just test your code out to make sure it works.
Is there a way to make it say like true? They can move by themselves.
Yeah, you can just console out a lot of true can buy that. And they can go by themselves. They can go by themselves.
Wait.
Yeah.
What if the age is 18? Can they live by themselves?
So we have ages greater than or equal to 18. I'll specify that more. Thanks, more.
Okay.
Equal to 18.
Can I use the bathroom real quick?
Yeah.
Hello?
Okay.
I got it. I got it, Tanish.
All right. So you got it. Who else has got it?
Shouldn't we also make it so that someone really old can't live by themselves?
Yeah, it's greater than 68.
Oh, you said that?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, okay. Did not see that.
Okay, we all good? Or we need more? All right, how many more minutes do we need for this problem? How many more? How many more? What do you call it? Thingamabobs. How much more time do we need?
How do you make like an or?
An or? So you can do this. And or you do these two signs. So these two signs, let's say if age is greater than equal to 18 or age is less than 68. So these two lines. Or you can do an and.
But it said unexpected identifier.
Let me see. Profile. No, I meant Replit / at weather K. Okay, JavaScript problem. Let me check it. Okie dokie. Unexpected identifier. Okay, if. So why do you always say? Oh no! Instead of or, you have to do these two signs.
Oh.
Come on, Krish. You're killing me out here. I thought you were a genius at JavaScript. I thought you were better than me at JavaScript.
We'll keep.
What's the kind of chat? Some chat action? If age is 18, yes, I'm on. If the age is 18, so if it's at least 18 and under 68, they can live by themselves.
Okay, good. Mine works.
Key.
I have a syntax error.
You have a syntactical error. Okay. Isha Bandari. Let's see. JavaScript. Is it in this JavaScript REPL? Okay.
I probably made a lot of bad mistakes. It's probably not even good. It's probably the wrong thing. So.
Have faith in yourself. Come on. Unaccepted token var. Let's see. Okay. Since you've already declared a variable age, you don't need to do var again. Because if once you've declared it, you never have to do it.
So that means I just delete var?
Yes, see, var age equals 10, so you've already declared the variable. So if you want to reference it, to call it, you just have to just do age because you've already gotten var. You've already declared it as a var. Does that make sense?
Can we add on to it?
How?
There's another there's something missing.
Let's see a program. So let's see here. Else
I was
if
looking for that.
else if missing line 67. You have to put when you're writing the Can you share your REPL with me? So a big share button at the top. The plus share, Isha. Isha.
I've done it.
If you shared it or you're doing it?
Yeah. I shared.
Okay, so here for this, just put the quotes. Oop. Just put the quotation marks. Just like this, and now, do I run anything in here? Or print? They can live. So your program is saying, even though their age is 10, they can live by themselves. Because you're saying if the age is less than 18, they can live by themselves. But if the age is if the age is less than 18, they can't live by themselves. And if the age is greater than 18, they can live by themselves. Okay. So you've gotten.
I have a problem.
Something else happened on mine. Mine said that there was like an invalid or unexpected token at script, like at 69.
Alright. So did I just edit your REPL? I just edited your REPL, right? So here you just have to put these into quotes. Whenever you're trying to print out a string or multiple words, you gotta put them into quotes for the console to all on.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Okay, Krisha, what is your issue?
Well, I made it so that if your age is above if you're 130 and above, it said if you're that old, you'd be dead.
That's not nice to say. Krisha's being, I'm gonna live to be over 130, and then I'm gonna come and I'm gonna say, Krisha, ha ha ha, you're wrong.
Well, that's when the scientists invent nanobots and stuff.
Yeah, I know. I'll just buy one of the nanobots.
So I'll change the code by then.
More like you'll forget about the code by then.
Yeah. Probably forget the password and the username to this.
For your REPL. That's interesting. Oh, whoa, yo. Oh, whoa, yo.
Wait, if the age is 68, can they live by themselves?
If the age is 68, yes, they can. I have so many errors. Or less than or equal to. Equal to 68. So if the age is 18, they can live by themselves. If the age is 68, they can live by themselves.
Well, I have a problem.
What?
See, when you enter when you enter like a really high age, it'll say they cannot live by themselves, and if you are that young, and if you are that old, you would be dead.
Key.
Mine is not working.
Okay. Who said that? Garrick or Amog?
Me.
Garrick?
Amog.
Amog. Okay. So let me help Krisha, then I'll get right to you.
Help me.
I said that. Oh my God. Krisha, why is she so? Okay, let's see here. Age is 556. It's because you're executing this on multiple. No, that's not how you do a comment in JavaScript.
It isn't.
2 slashes for a single line comment,
Oh, right, I remember that.
or do you? I think that's cat. That's not cat. Battle, I'm about to win it. I won. All right, this is what's happening, Krisha. You're getting you have if else if, and then after the else if, it immediately will exit, and you start a new if. You want to just want to have this gigantic chain of else ifs.
Oh, right, else if.
Instead of just an if. Now it should only print out one. Yeah. They cannot have extra ice cream. You're very detailed.
I'm gonna beat you for sure.
Beat me in what?
Totally beating you. It's still not working. Now it just says they cannot live by themselves and can have extra ice cream for dessert every day.
Isn't that exactly what you wanted to say?
No, I want to say if you were that old, you would be dead.
Oh, okay. So else if age is greater than 149, it's saying it's because you have if age is greater than 17 or age is less than 69. So it's going to go here. It's going to say 556. 556 is greater than 17. So it has to fulfill both of these conditions. The age has to be greater than 17, and age has to be less than 16. So you have to have an and operator instead of an or. And you can do these two and signs.
Still not working.
It's about. Okay, give me a. Okay, let's check it out. Okay, let me think. Here, if age is
See,
greater
it's
than
working
17.
for if you were not that young, you wouldn't be born.
If age is less than 69. But age is 556. It's gonna print out they cannot. If you were that old, you would be dead. Yeah, it works.
Really?
Yeah, I just ran it. Krisha needs to learn how to operate.
Okay, now it works. Thank you. I have solved my problem without the help of anyone.
I smell cat.